I'm good looking.
I'm good looking.
Got lots of friends.
I got lots of friends.
I'm very talented.
I'm very talented.
I'm very smart.
I'm very smart.
And watch this, I'm gonna press down, go.
He was fun and hyper. Thought he was a really good guy.
I thought he was funny and definitely somebody different than any of the other camps that were at our school.
I smell like smelly cheese.
I smell like smelly cheese.
I have no friends.
I have no friends.
People don't like me.
People don't like me.
Because I smell like cheese.
Because I smell like cheese.
And watch this. Easy.
Quick, green gorilla, we're burning daylight, come on!
I had a lot of struggles when I was in grade 7. You know what I couldn't do very well? I couldn't read, could hardly write. And then I find out I have something called a learning disability, and I have ADHD, which is attention deficit with hyperactivity. What do you think hyper means? It means I have lots of energy. But to me, it's a gift, and I would never give it up, ever. Get out of here, chair, okay?
It wasn't until someone kind of mentored me and made me realize that I just had to learn in a different way. And I wasn't dumb, and I was able to create really kind of interesting, amazing things just in a different way.
How in the world does a guy who has a learning disability and ADHD, who had problems with reading and writing, become an author? I stopped believing the bully, and I started believing in me. So I finally decided to write the book. So I wrote the book called The Fantastical Town of Finkel.
Basically, the first book is about all these different short stories that happen in the town of Finkel, different characters like Bobby Bubblebutt and Poopy Patinsky and things like that.
I wrote another book called The Attack of the Moo Moo Chickens, and then a book called Horrible Happenings, and then Revenge of the Moo Moo Chickens, and the Heroes of Hope.
But they're just different stories with messages about peer pressure and making friends, and about bullying and how to stand up for yourself and how to develop yourself into a leader, but in a fun way.
Do you feel that on your arm? Do you? Okay, are you ready?
I've always been a performer. I performed in a rock band for 6 years, and I did magic when I was younger, and I always liked being in front of an audience. I used to be a cub leader, and I was always trying to figure out ways of getting these kids to sleep. I would always tell them, I'm going to tell you a story, and at the end of the story, you can stay up as late as you want, and every single time after the story, they would be sleeping. I figured, it was a way to kind of share my story with other kids who struggle with learning disabilities and ADHD.
Green gorilla, what was... Whoa! Why? Who put this here? Green gorilla, what was that noise?
Well, you told me to get the mix, Eric, so I got the bananas and
The audio mix. What are you doing?
Oh.
Come on, man, it's been a big break.
Yeah, right.
God, man, jeez. What were you thinking?
I had been working with a lot of kids who had been bullied, and in the community there wasn't really anything there that would be helping these kids.
I had gone for help through different people, different organizations, school counselors and that kind of stuff. A lot of them told me the problem was within me, it was my fault, or they were just giving the basic, walk away, tell a teacher, sticks and stones may break your bones type answers that really didn't do anything to help.
I think sometimes fighting some of the policies that are kind of like going against what I'm trying to do is what I really get frustrated about. I've not been in schools because the principal will actually say, well, we don't have bullies here, which is ridiculous, and it's almost them thinking that if I come into the school, they're going to admit that they have a problem.
My ex-husband and I had just gotten separated. Jackson had been bullied a couple times at school, and it just seemed, when I read about the program and I went online and looked at it, it seemed perfect to put him in this program.
I was a victim of bullying all the way through school. At the time I met Scott, it was a really low point. I had no idea what to do, where to go. It's definitely evolved from, back on the playground when it was, kids coming up to you and doing whatever they were doing, to now with the cyberbullying and Facebook and that kind of stuff. Like now it's less personal. If I can say whatever I want to a computer screen. with, little repercussion. But doing it face to face, you see the reactions of the people, you see how it's affecting them. Now there's none of that. You don't get reactions and emotions off a computer screen.
They want a reaction, right? They want a reaction, they want power, they want control, they want to see what you're going to do. So, Billy comes up to me, I stand cool, I look him in the face, stand cool and everything like that, and now I got to say something. Now here's the problem. A lot of kids say too much.
As long as there's people and people are interacting with people, there's always going to be conflict. But I think one of the things that I do see is the movement to give kids positive strategies and information that actually works.
Here we go. So I go up to the lovely lady and I go, hey, nice shirt.
Whatever.
He's got this ability to connect with his audiences, and they can just build and build, and by the end of the week, you can literally see the kids who came in with low self-esteem walking with their heads down or walking with their heads held high and happy and feel good about themselves.
Wiggle your eyebrows, wiggle your tongue, wiggle your eyeballs, and sitting down with your finger on your femur. See how fast you can do it. Legs crossed now.
So Kids for Kids is to build kids' confidence, giving them opportunities to be in camps and creating things up at my heroes.
Cut. Green Gorilla, what are you doing?
What's wrong, Eric? What happened?
The banana mic! It's in the shot!
What? Were the levels pretty good?
What? That's not the point. Be a professional, man. Gosh, we're doing this for Scott, right? Right? Bah!
So I use games and stories and music and magic and role plays and a lot of goofy antics, a lot of energy to inspire the kids, connect with the kids, and push them toward wanting to be a leader. I've seen kids who you give them the opportunity to be leaders and they just flourish. They're just incredible. They're amazing. And they do things that you would be so surprised that a child of that age would be able to do.
He makes them learn about themselves and realize all their strengths. He makes it real life for them.
Scott really hits the nail on the head. He doesn't skirt a lot of the issues. He talks directly about what's going on and individualizes it.
It's not something that's going to happen in a year or two, but it's something you keep on working on, and sometimes you go through some really negative things in life. But every negative situation has two sides, and there's an ability or a way of taking that negative and turn it into a positive and turn that story into something that can inspire someone who goes through something very similar.
You did good, Scott.
Thanks, Eric. Hey, Green Gorilla.
Yep,
You toasted
pretty good,
bananas?
pretty good.
Hey, what did you put under the coat?
Banana.
Green Gorilla! It's a moo-moo chicken! Run!
Moo chicken!